Yo, it's trying to chop a tree down with a stick. It's never gonna work. Yeah, it's never gonna work. Never gonna work.
A bigger stick. What?
Yo, what's up, Nick? Just came up here to chop it up with the people a little bit. Something been on my mind. That little Fat Joe situation been burning me up. You know I don't need to hear that in the background while I'm talking, right? Okay. Yeah, that little Fat Joe situation been burning me up, man. It's been burning me up primarily because I been knew this dude was a racist. I been knew he was a racist. We didn't even refer to him as a Puerto Rican. No, Mo directly referred to him as a German. That's what we referred to racist Puerto Rican dudes as back then. Always referred to him as that, man. He always gave off that kind of energy. I never spent a red nickel in the store. I had 2 interactions with Fat Joe. And both times, man. One time he got lucky. One time he showed me who he was, and one time he got lucky. Yeah. In '95, I'll never forget this, right? My homeboy, he was singing an R&B group called High Five. His name's Treston. We were extremely tight at the time. He was like slick managing me in the music game at the time. And he'd arranged a meeting for me and someone from Def Jam, who I don't want to mistakenly say the wrong name, but I think it's someone we all heard of. Someone from Def Jam was supposed to meet with me and Treston Irby at Jimmy's Bronx Cafe in '95, right? So as I come into Jimmy's, I see where they're seated, and they're seated like quite some distance from the entrance. So I'm walking up. I make eye contact with Treston. He sees me. But the guy from Def Jam, he doesn't see me. His back is to me. Hi, whoever Katie Stoneburner is. His back is to me, right? And as I'm walking up to the table, he starts talking up a young lady. And he doesn't see me approaching, but Treston does. So he sits the young lady down in my chair. So I don't trip. I just stand there and wait because I already got the eye contact from my guy, and I know that that's my seat. I'm just waiting for him to finish talking the young lady up so she can go about her way and I can sit down and we can get to our meeting. But at the next table from us happens to be Fat Joe and about 10 of his homeboys. They're at the big oval table, right? I don't know if he ever sees this. He's going to remember this. Everything I say he's going to remember because it's all actual fact. This really happened. Streets of the Bronx, '95. Fat Joe been a hold of me, and I always knew he was racist. Like I said, from shout out 25 Life, man. Piss was real tight with one of the guys over there. We knew what time it was with them on a racial tip. But back to my incident with Fat Joe. So I'm standing there, right, and I'm waiting for the guy to finish talking to the girl so I could take my seat. Fat Joe sees me standing closer to my table than his, and he whispers something to one of his boys, who gets up and doesn't approach me, but goes to get security. There's already 10 of them at the table, and they go get security. What's going on with that core LRP? What's up? They go get security and come back with like 10 more bouncers. And so when they come back with all the bouncers, then all the guys at Fat Joe's table stands up. And they're like, yo, what's up? What's up? Like, they got an issue with me standing there, or like, they felt threatened by me standing there, or whatever the case may be. When he did that, like, for one, I'm like, I'm not concerned about you. I'm here for business. I said or did nothing threatening to you. I'm like, okay, this dude's a whole bitch. I didn't know him personally, right? Like I said, we got winning some racial stuff going on over in Forest a while back. Street stuff, you know, is what it is, right? Ain't gonna get too deep into that. But this is my first actual interaction with Joe. I'm like, yo, this dude's a bitch, bro. Like, he's a whole bitch. Like, why did he do that? So after he did that, and he showed me that he was a bitch. I used to be able to take in things. So then I'm like, okay, next time I see this joke, I'm gonna rob him. I'm gonna get him. He's really a bitch. I'm gonna rob him, right? So I'm gonna take you to this time, Joe. This is for Fat Joe. Somebody somewhere get this video to Fat Joe. I'm gonna tell you how close you was to getting your head bit off by me personally. Remember this. The Rap Sheet, Lehman College, October 1995. There was a concert at Lehman College called The Rap Sheet. Fat Joe, I had you. I had a reason to get you because of what you did at Jimmy's Cafe. And I'm going to tell you exactly how and when I had you, how close you was to giving me everything you had. And it's going to blow your mind. You ever seen that video where it's like the crocodile sitting in the water and that dog's playing right by the edge of the water and he don't know that crocodile's right there? I got one of those stories with none other than Joey Asscrack. And I'm going to make this clear for all the young cats who don't know. Joey Crack has nothing to do with him selling a bunch of crack. His name is Joey Crack because he used to walk around with the crack of his ass showing out of all of his pants. Anywhere he went, his ass crack showed, so they called him Joey Ass Crack. When he became a rapper, he's Joey Crack, which might imply that it has something to do with drug sales, but it's actually Joey Ass Crack because he was running around the Bronx advertising his ass for decades. Okay, let me get back to him. Advertising ass Joey Ass Crack. Now, at this concert, right, it wasn't open to the general public. They had a small group of people down at the front of the stage to give the impression that there was a crowd there, an audience there, and it was really shown on pay-per-view. It was called The Rap Sheet in 95, right? I would like to think that, I don't know if it was Outkast's first time in the Bronx, but it may have definitely been Goody Mob's first time in the Bronx because they were there, and that's what saved Joe from me, right? Where he was sitting, Joe was sitting, is an auditorium, so he's sitting in like the theater type seats midway through the theater. There's nobody else in the theater but him and his little entourage. Everybody else is closer down to the stage, right? And they're filming because it's pay-per-view, so they got this tight little group of people impersonating a real crowd. So I make my way into the auditorium. I come up to the seat directly behind you, Joe. You remember this? I had on that same Hollywood jacket. It was black and yellow. And I tapped you on your shoulder. And you looked this way the first time. But when I tapped you on your shoulder, let me make sure you can see me. When I tapped you on your shoulder, Joe, I'm like this. In a chair right behind you. It's just me. You looked the wrong way first, and you looked the right way, and you saw me. You remember? You remember, right? Okay, this is what you don't catch. I tap you, you look this way. I'm ready for when you turn back around to relieve you of the extra things, you know, that you didn't need at that time. What happens as soon as I look over my right shoulder? Outkast, Goody Mob, and Jermaine Dupri come storming down the aisle, maybe 2 or 3 chairs next to me. I only put it away because this is the crazy part, y'all. I thought that they were children. These niggas are so little. They all like this big. Look, they like this big. They're not much taller than my grandson, all of them. Outkast, Goody Mob, and Jermaine Dupri. I thought it was a bunch of kids coming down the aisle because they all had on white. And I tucked it back in my pocket, and I started talking to you about doing a song with you. And you're looking at me like, who's this guy and why is he here? And the next thing you know, security comes and says, what are you doing back here? You're not supposed to be there, whatever. You remember I was sitting right behind you in the car when you got off the plane? See how easily you were gotten if those were my intentions, man? You called security on me at Jimmy's for no reason. Next thing you know, you're sitting at a concert in a place where nobody's supposed to be. You get a tap on the shoulder from me in the chair right behind you. And you almost pissed your fucking self. You've been a very scary individual and a very hateful individual towards people of my kind for quite some time. Been to it. Been to it. I'm just so glad the streets are finally there to see it. But I came so close to getting you, Joe. I came so close to getting you. And you remember the times I'm talking about. You remember those 2 times, but you asked for it. When you called security in Jiminy's for no reason and you guys jumped up acting tough when it was already 10 of you, and then you needed the bouncers to come before you could even stand up and say anything, which was all for no reason anyway, you asked for it. That's why I was on you. And I almost had you at that point in time, Joe. You got lucky. But it's sad that you are, I don't know if you still are, but at one point in time were you an alleged millionaire. And you don't know what a foundational black American is. That's irritating. That someone could afford to live that lifestyle and be that stupid. That irritates me. The foundational black American is the person who opened the door for every ethnicity, every immigrant nation, every ethnicity to come here and work where they want to work and go to school where they want to go to school and live where they want to live. That is an undeniable fact. Everyone here can work wherever they want to work, go to school wherever they want to go to school. That is not like a given right to you. That is something that was fought for. People actually fought for that. Be careful by that water, man. People fought for that, man. And it's like to disrespect those people while you're taking advantage of the things that, the opportunities that they fought for you to have is insulting. It's disrespectful. And it's like, Math Hoffa, you punch battle rappers in the face. I'm talking about Fat Joe, that's the topic. Fat Joe and Math Hoffa. I'm late to the party because I had my grandson with me this weekend, man. We've been out in the woods hunting and fishing and go-karting and laser tagging and all that. We having fun. So I haven't been able to jump on Fat Joe's ass as fast as everybody else was. Like I said, man, this dude been a sucker to me. He been a racist to me. He been a plate to me, bro. Like, I just outgrew having those type of desires, bro. Yeah. But at one point in time, man, Joe was definitely on my radar, and he earned it the hard way. But it's like, I don't like the convenient friendship, bro. Don't be my friend when it's convenient, man, and then not be my friend when it's not. If you with me, rock with me to the end through thick and thin, bro. You know what I mean? Don't not be with me when it's not convenient. And that's for everybody. What's good, big back? That's for everybody, man. It's like, see, a lot of people don't understand. There's some of us, bro, who can't be nothing but black. And you don't understand that if you could be something other than black. You could be black when it's time to be black, but then when it's time to be Puerto Rican, you can be Puerto Rican. Or when it's time to be Dominican, you can be Dominican. When it's time to be Panamanian, Jamaican, Trinidadian, Cuban, African, anything other than 100% nigger from right here in America. Anything other than that, you could be something other than black when you want to be. But black Americans can't be nothing but black all the time, 24/7. We don't got no country in Africa to claim. We're not from there. That is not who and what we are. You know what I mean? We don't got no island to claim, bro. Who that said they white? I mean, that's cool. Then, like I said, I got a message for Smokey. If you ain't Smokey, this ain't your motherfucking message. Tyler Greenwald. I'm talking to black people, apparently, about somebody racist against black people. I got a message for Smokey. You know who Sonny Carson is? If you don't know who Sonny Carson is, you don't even belong here. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, C-Dot. You know? But it's like, we can't lose fact of certain things, right? Like, I'm give you an example. Say you got a house, right? You got a house, nobody stay there with you. Then you come let me stay with you. You come let him stay with you. You come let him stay with you. You come let him stay with you. And we all live there happy and peace for a long time, right? Then it come time to sell the house. Who gets the money? That's all. Nobody should take offense with somebody saying, man, don't forget, when it's time to sell the house, the money come to me. If you get mad about that, you need to check your own self if you know you ain't buy that house. And a lot of people know that all the opportunities they get, while America is the land of opportunity, ain't but one group of motherfuckers fought for that. Blood, sweat, and tears. And I come from them people, man. So you can't talk crazy about them people around me. You know? Yo, Hulk, man. I wish there was some way you could line that. How many goddamn more subs I can get why we could try to line me to get me in a ring with this chump, bro? I don't know who Mike Morrows is. I'm not calling you a racist. Like, I don't even know why you guys are commenting. Like I said, I got a message for Smokey. If you ain't Smokey, this ain't your motherfucking message. But you should thank Jermaine Dupri, Outkast, and Goody Mob. You remember, Joe. You remember, as soon as I tap you on the shoulder, bro, you looked the wrong way. You looked back. By the time you looked back the other way, where I was at, they were coming down the aisle. And I, honest to God, thought they were little fucking kids. Because they were so good. They were barely taller than the goddamn chairs, and they all wearing all white. I'm like, what they got kids in here for? And it was Jermaine Dupri, Outkast, and Goody Mob. I had on the black and yellow Hollywood jacket, Joe, remember? Yeah. You was with a black girl at that time. You knew you was God, too. You knew it. But it's like, we're going to expose something. Let's expose that, man. Let's expose people acting like they with you that's really not with you, man. When they get real. I'm watching you, kid. Like, if you ever been away, right? Hopefully you haven't. But if you have, and you've been in one of those places where it's like a level 4, and people got a lot of time. People got 100 years, 50 years, 60 years. They always make sure that they sprinkle in a few people with 2 years, 3 years, 18 months. Just sprinkle them in here and there. Why? Because they're going to keep an eye on things. See, they're going home soon. They're not riding with the people. They're only going to think about themselves and how close they are to that gate. And any issues that the people with long amounts of time have to fight for, or you don't want to stand up for against administration, whatever, they're taking no parts. They're snitching. They're telling about everything that's going to happen before it happens. Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot, Poppy from the Bronx. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's what they're there for. They're there to run the interference. And that's what we got a lot of these other people here doing, man. They're running the interference. Black Americans had an agenda before a lot of people came here. We was owed some shit. We did a job we didn't get paid for. Everybody else ain't got nothing to do with it. It ain't your beef. This is why we should be the only people speaking on behalf of ourselves, and we're delineating, man. Our beef ain't everybody else's beef. Whatever beef you got with your home country, whatever happened there, your people was enslaved there, your people are older there, that's with them. We got an issue right here. Right where I'm at right now. We did a job we ain't get paid for. And every time we say something about getting paid, we got people like this guy in the comments, Poppy from the Bronx. He's one of those people, one of those infiltrators who come up around us, they dress like us, they act like us, they want to steal our swag, they want to be a part of us, but they want to help the oppressors keep us down, man. We got to watch those type of people and keep those type of people out of our circle. Fat Joe, Poppy from the Bronx, all of them. Yeah. It's a couple of people, man, that be on their job with this issue, man. I watched about 5-6 hours. Shout out Shadow Band Network. I watched about 5-6 hours of your content the other night, bro. I don't know if you check. I had to shoot you a message, bro. I was jacking a lot of things you were saying, man. Been seeing it. And it's not everybody, but it's enough people to where it's an issue that got to be addressed. It's an issue that got to be addressed, man. Everybody ain't really with the people, man. Hell no, man. Everybody ain't with the people. Everybody ain't for the people, man. And the people the one that open the door for everybody, man. The people that open the door for everybody. That's who did it. The people did, man. My people. I can clearly say my people, man. My great grandmother got her names on street signs and highway signs stuff down here where I'm at right now for fighting for the people. I got a right to talk. My people fought for the people. Yeah, what up?
Can we get something to eat? I'm hungry.
Are you hungry? My little man hungry. You about to get out of here and get something to eat. I'm hungry too. My mouth probably is white, Poppy from the Bronx, because I'm hungry. I ain't tripping. I got money to get food, sucker.
Can we go back to CC's?
To where?
CC's.
Mm.
You can eat it.
I got something else in mind for us today. But yeah, I'm going to get back on Fat Joe later, man. I got a kid's ears near me. I don't even want to use the type of language that I have to use to describe this guy, man. But yeah, that's going to be the topic for a minute, Fat Joe, man. Ooh, I got some things I want to say about Fat Joe. I'll be back. Like I said, I got a kid with me. I'll be back.
You